is now time for you and I to learn to pray. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 3 of Pesach. And we're going to continue in the story of Eliyahu HaNavi, Elijah the prophet. After Elijah had called the people together and asked them the important question, how long will you keep halting, jumping, hopping, Pesaching between two opinions? Make up your mind, get rid of your ambivalence, choose who you're going to serve. He set forth a contest between himself and 450 prophets of Baal. The idea was to offer up an olah, an ascension, burnt offering, a whole offering, an elevation offering. And the one whose Elohim, or God, answered by consuming it with fire would be the one true Elohim. So the prophets of Baal did as they were instructed. They established their altar. They placed their sacrifice on it. They jumped, they danced, they cut themselves. They did all that they thought necessary from morning until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, to no avail. Eliyahu made fun of them. He laughed at them. The gods of this present world and age promised their followers great power, great benefit, great wealth, great fame, great accomplishment. Many of those that have achieved much in the eyes of the world give credit to everything and to everyone but to their Creator. Now that we are in the throes of a destructive plague, now that a virus is ravaging our nations, perhaps Yah is saying, call on your gods, to those that you have given acclaim to those that you have aspired to follow. Let them help you. So when we cry out as a nation, will he hear us? Those who walk in covenant with him, those who know him by name, those whom he knows by name, we can cry out and he will hear us. But my friend, you and I need to learn to pray. Prayer is not simply lifting your eyes toward the ceiling and muttering whatever comes off the top of your mind, your imagination, or your heart. Prayer is vital communication between heaven and earth. It is the spirit and the soul of a man that cries out from within himself to his Creator and begins to express need, to offer worship and acclaim to the Most High, acknowledging who he is. I find this interesting because in the storyline, after the prophets of Baal had failed to accomplish anything, Eliyahu calls the people to himself, and something very interesting is said. It says that he repaired the altar of Elohim. The word that is translated as repaired in Hebrew is rapha, suggesting that he not only put rocks back in place, it says that he healed it. Sometime, somewhere, someone in the past had ventured up Mount Carmel, and there they had erected an altar, a place to pray. Perhaps they visited on a regular basis and they kept it in good condition. But over the years, whether that individual died off or they themselves became neglectful, the altar fell into disrepair. It began to fall apart because no one was paying attention to it. Now, Mount Carmel is a very interesting spot along the coastline of Israel. It juts like a thumb out into the Mediterranean. And so when a new weather pattern is approaching, it is this jutting out of the coastline where the weather changes first. So if there's to be coming rain upon the land, and it's coming from that direction, Mount Carmel is the first place it's going to find it. Yah begins to to reveal himself again when the altar is repaired. You and I need to repair our altars. We have cried out to him in the past. We have found him near. He has heard and answered our prayers. And true to his word, he warned us, when you have grown fat and sleek and well fed, and you have all things, you're going to forget me. We have become Yeshurun. We have indeed become favored and blessed beyond measure. We have the convenience of all things. We have entertainment more than we can possibly engage. We have money. We have opportunities. We have family and friends. We have security. We have the greatest nation on the face of the earth at present, here in America. Things have seemed to be good. Now we're locked away in our homes. We're limited as to where we can go and what we can do. There are many that are experiencing the loss of their incomes, and they're wondering, how am I going to pay my bills? Our health is no longer secure. Our armies, our militaries are being distracted now taking care of the sick. Who is defending us? Our nation is being humbled. My friend, it is time that you and I learn to pray. So Eliyahu puts the altar back together. And it's also interesting that in doing so, he utilized 12 stones. Now remember, he is dealing with the northern tribes, the house of Israel, 10. But he didn't just use 10 stones. He used 12. The idea is the healing that was needing to come to the land was not just for one house, but for all Israel. You see, the sins that northern tribes of Israel were willing to walk in, the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, were the sins that had divided the houses. Both sides had issues. Both sides could be blamed. But nevertheless, it was the rejection of Jerusalem that solidified the split between the two houses. And so he used 12 stones to repair the altar. And what he prayed was a prayer for the restoration of all Israel. Another thing of great significance, it was at the time of the evening sacrifice. This would have been 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was at this hour that Eliyahu lifted his face toward heaven and began to cry out for an answer from heaven by way of fire. It's also interesting then that it is at 3 o'clock that the evening sacrifice, the daily tamid, is offered. One at 9 a.m. The second is 3 p.m. in the afternoon. There is no coincidence then that Yeshua went to the tree, to the cross, at 9 in the morning and hung on the cross until he gave up the ghost, yielded himself, cried out, "It is finished," at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why did Yeshua die? For the lost 10 tribes of the house of Israel? Yes. But he also died for those of the house of Yehudah that would be willing to accept him. He died to effect the restoration of all Israel. And he died so that he might resurrect and ascend and be at the right hand of the Father, ever living to make intercession for us. Yeshua knows how to pray. And if we will find ourselves in him, we will learn to pray. And we will pray the Father's heart and our Messiah's will, and his kingdom will come and his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. May these words give you comfort and encouragement. Many of you tonight will be sitting at a table and experience the Pesach, the Passover Seder. May your experience be encouraging, more than heartwarming. May it be enlightening, illuminating. And may you find the Pesach lamb sitting close by. And don't forget the prophet Eliyahu. May his spirit and anointing join you as well. Hag Sameach, and until tomorrow, Shalom.